Yo, what is happening, everybody? We are live. We are live, and I am disappointed because it's looking like the MLB is going to be in a bit of a lockout here for a little bit, which I am just not happy about. Quite sad, quite sad. I don't know, man. MLB is my favorite. Really looking forward to it coming back. I don't know where the league's headed right now, but stinks for me. I know this isn't an MLB stream, but it's just really not fun. But we're going to talk about DraftKings FanDuel, giving you guys the top plays to get you winning some money on the slate tonight. And we'll talk about DraftKings first, then we'll go over to FanDuel. And after we kind of have a game-by-game established, we're figuring out the top plays. We'll talk about it, man. All right, so DraftKings and FanDuel. Detroit taking on Washington is the first game on the slate. This game, as far as the total comes in with a 216 over-under, it is a 3.5-point spread in favor of Washington, so expect it to stay close. Not exactly the fastest-paced game in the world, but we do have a usage monster in Kyle Kuzma now on the Washington Wizards. He has a ton of upside. He's certainly someone that you're going to want to be getting some exposure to on the slate tonight if you're playing multiple lineups. And this guy, as long as he continues to be priced in the 9K range, if he's putting up 60-plus DraftKings points, you're going to be very happy with that output. So we get a great matchup taking on this Detroit Pistons team tonight. And the Pistons really don't scare us defensively. They've been struggling a lot all season long. And he's the first guy that you're certainly going to want to be targeting in some tournament lineups tonight. I also think Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is pretty interesting at a 4.4 price tag. He's looking like a pretty good guy for me over here on DraftKings in my projection model right now. I've got him projected to play 32 minutes. He's been playing anywhere from lower to mid to upper 30s. Puts up 0.74 DraftKings points per minute on the season. So I do think that's pretty interesting. And then running it back on the other side with Detroit. Detroit continues to be priced pretty friendly for the upside that they can supply you in your lineup. So I don't hate getting some Detroit exposure in this one either. Sadiq Bey, Cade Cunningham, Jeremiah Grant, those three guys are really the main candidates. They're playing the most amount of minutes. They are the best fantasy point producers, and when they're in a good environment, they can certainly pay off. That last game against Charlotte was a perfect example. If you played all these guys, you would have been pretty happy with the output that they were able to go out there and supply you with it. And once again, the Washington Wizards, not exactly the top tier defense in the league either. So I do think this is a spot where you could certainly be playing some Detroit guys. On the other side, I'd be looking to lock in on those guys as far as anyone else. I'm not looking to get too cute with any other Detroit value or anything like that on this slate tonight. Next game on the slate, we got Atlanta taking on Boston. There is certainly some good value plays in this game. There's expected to be no John Collins. For me, Gallinari and Kevin Huerter both look like pretty interesting plays in the 4K range. And overall, just cycling through some of these 4K range guys for Atlanta, including DeAndre Hunter and even Okongwu, look pretty interesting because they're all starting to play, a decent allotment of minutes. We saw Okongwu play 27 minutes last time out. We've seen DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter playing plenty of minutes. Gallinari getting more minutes with there being no John Collins. So which one of these guys is going to have the biggest game remains kind of the question. But I do think filing through, depending upon what roster spot you have left in your lineups, if you land on one of these guys in the 4K range, certainly does make sense. On the Boston side, I like going to Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Robert Williams, and Jason Tatum. Once again, a little bit negatively correlated with one another. So if you're making multiple lineups, you're going to want to be prioritizing, one or the other of these guys. You can't be playing all of them. Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart would be my favorite options if I had to pick between those four for just one lineup. But if you're making multiple, it does make sense to get a lot of exposure there. So Patrick Goat, welcome in. Hunter, how you guys doing? Tap My Life, welcome in, guys. I'm going to be catching up on the chat as we're going along here. So thank you for tuning in. And I appreciate all the support. Also, Patrick has that green text in the KJK DFS logo, guys. If you want to become a KJK DFS member of the channel, you can hit that join button down below the video, and you will get that emoji. You get custom emojis. You get the custom badge, and you get priority for asking questions. So that's something I always forget to mention. But if you do watch this content and you enjoy, that's an option. And Patrick, thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Atlanta, Boston, that's pretty much it, guys. And then Trae Young on the other side. He is going to be a really great play here. as he always is. But the problem is his price tag's come up. His price tag was way down before. It was really a top-tier play for quite some time. Now his price tag's gone up to 10K. It's a little bit less than ideal. He was much friendlier price before. Now, not so much. So just keep that in mind. He's not the same tier price that he was when we were talking about him before. And for that reason, may not be the top option on the slate tonight, similar to what he was on the previous slate. So don't like him quite as much as I did before. But Brooklyn taking on Toronto is the next game that we're going to discuss here. And as far as my top priorities in this game, Fred VanVleet is listed as questionable. OG Anunoby is also listed as questionable, so that's certainly relevant news. He's been upgraded to questionable, being that he's been out for quite some time. And he got this upgrade. I do think that's pretty relevant for him possibly returning, which obviously could cut into the usage in the minutes of a Scotty Barnes. He's been dealing with a fractured finger, though, so how effective OG Anunoby is really going to be still is a question that we have to kind of ponder. But if there's no Fred VanVleet, obviously all these guys become better. If there's no OG Anunoby, these guys become better. We're just waiting on this injury news. We really do kind of need it before we can reflect on our priorities on Toronto. But regardless, we know Toronto plays a lot of minutes. They are in a pretty great matchup here, taking on a Brooklyn team in a 218 over-under. So just keep your eyes on that. It kind of looks like they're going to have the full starting lineup back. But on the other side, we know there's no Kyrie Irving, there's no Kevin Durant. So I do like going with Seth Curry tonight. And if Andre Drummond's ruled out, there's going to be some bigger bumps up to some other guys. But Seth Curry is by far my favorite option on the Brooklyn side. He's probably the guy that I'd be looking to load up on. And other than him, these other guys aren't quite as intriguing to me. So it's kind of my approach here. LA Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets is the next game on the slate. This game comes in with a 227.5 over-under. It's a 7-point spread in favor of the LA Clippers, expected to stay somewhat close for a Houston Rockets team that ranks dead last in the league in defense. They do play at the fastest pace in the world. Or the fastest pace in the league, and Reggie Jackson is going to be a great option on the Clipper side. The price tag has come up, which is a little bit dicey to me, but the upside is there. He's certainly someone that I would be looking to get some exposure to on this slate tonight. If I was playing multiple lineups, I do think that he is worth it. And running it back on the other side with Houston, I do think it's pretty simple for the most part. This morning, we were talking about how Kevin Porter Jr. was listed as questionable. That is obviously a big piece of news. If he's in, I do like him quite a bit. If he's out, Dennis Schroeder becomes one of the top value plays on the slate. So we really do need that news. Once that breaks, we'll have a much better idea of who we're looking to go to here. Because Schroeder will become, one of the top value plays on the slate. So that's definitely relevant. Christian Wood looks great regardless at 8-1. And I do think that Ivica Zubac on the other end is pretty interesting at 6-1. Played 34 minutes against his team last time out. If he's going to get that allotment of minutes, he's going to be great. He's a great fantasy point producer. Like I said, Houston Rockets do rank dead last in the league on defense. So for all these reasons, he's going to be a really great play. Golden State Warriors taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Next game on the slate. This is the top total on the slate with a 231.5 over-under. It's a 3-point spread in favor of the Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry is my lock of the night. Tat says lock on the fly. I released my lock of the day, man, tonight. I thought you said you wanted the earlier videos. I got that earlier video out for you, man. I had the lock of the night. I had everything in there today for you. So Stephen Curry is my lock of the night. FanDuel, DraftKings, love him on both websites. I think he has a huge game here. There's no Klay Thompson, Minnesota. Great matchup in a fast up-tempo game here. So certainly worth going to. And he's my lock of the night, man. So I absolutely love me some Stephen Curry tonight. Going to be locking him in all formats. Karl-Anthony Towns at 10-1 is a little bit too priced up for my liking. I do like going to an Anthony Edwards or D'Angelo Russell more, but I will say that Anthony Edwards is now listed as questionable, so if he's out, Torian Prince, Jaden McDaniels, Malik Beasley all are going to see increased run and become viable candidates. But also D'Angelo Russell and Karl-Anthony Towns have become much better plays here. So we do need that news. If we get that news, adjusting to that accordingly is obviously going to pay off. And also Patrick Beverley would become a much better play as well. So Patrick Beverley going to become a much better play. D'Angelo Russell, a much better play. Karl-Anthony Towns, a much better play if we do get confirmation on that. On the Warriors side, I'm really looking to lock in on Stephen Curry, Andrew Wiggins, and Jordan Poole. Those are by far my three favorite options on their side. And those are the three guys I'd be looking to run it back with in this game tonight. Dallas taking on the LA Lakers is the next game on the slate. As far as a total in this one, this game comes in with a 217 over-under. It's a 5-point spread in favor of the Dallas Mavericks. Expected to stay close, expected to be decently paced. this game is definitely a game where I mostly want to prioritize the studs. Luka Doncic and LeBron James are going to be the top priorities. Obviously, they both really have an extreme amount of usage on each of their sides, and they have some big upside. So playing both of these guys certainly does make a lot of sense to me on this slate tonight. As far as anyone else that I'm looking to, I do think Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard at 4.8 and 4.3 are pretty decent. DeAndre Jordan supposedly is out of town now, so maybe Dwight Howard's going to start seeing some solid starter minutes, and if that's the case on a consistent basis at 4.3, that is a very cheap price tag. So that's great stuff. If he's going to see some starter minutes, maybe worth taking some risks on in your tournament lineups. And then the other guys, Carmelo Anthony and Malik Monk are the ones I'm really looking to go to on the Lakers side. On the Dallas side, it's going to be Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie alongside Luka Doncic. So it's really those three guys on both sides. And those are the ones that I'm looking to go to tonight. Patrick says, I'm glad I locked in Trae Young assist props for Taco over 7.5. Yeah, exactly. That's what I put that on my core plays immediately. I liked the Trae Young over 9 assists, and then I saw that they have a Taco. If you haven't headed over here to PrizePicks, guys, you should do so. Go ahead and head on over to PrizePicks. Sign up using that promo code KJK DFS. You'll receive an instant match deposit up to $100, 100% match. Thank you to PrizePicks for being the sponsor of this stream. And Trae Young right now is listed at 7.5 assists. So go ahead and go on over there and lock that pick in because I liked him at over 9 assists. Now they got him at 7.5 for Taco Tuesday. If you're not familiar, they do a discount on Taco Tuesday where they randomly put tacos on the board and you can get a discount on the line. And they brought it all the way down to 7.5. So I like that a lot. If you haven't got that Trae Young pick in, go ahead and get that in. If you haven't signed up for PrizePicks, use that promo code to get that free money. And let's talk about some FanDuel. We already talked about DraftKings. If you have any questions on FanDuel, certainly do ask them. If you have any questions on DraftKings, certainly do ask them. And it's going to be a lot of the same, but I mean, over here, Scotty Barnes at 5.5 looks really good. Patrick Beverley at 4.7, especially if there is no Anthony Edwards looks really, really good. And he's someone that I would want to be going to a lot in my tournament lineups. So Patrick Beverley at 4.7. Obviously, I'm going to like him a lot. Dwight Howard at 4.4 as well. Like I said, if there's going to be no DeAndre Jordan and he's going to get a big bump up in usage, I do think, or some minutes, I do think that he is worth going to in some tournaments. It's definitely really risky. Like, he's not one of my top options just because of how risky it is, but I do think that's interesting. Carmelo Anthony. The Detroit guys over here are priced very reasonably, like I talked about before. It's just kind of a price thing when it comes to Detroit. So their big three of Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Jeremiah Grant. Jeremiah Grant at 5'9", and Sadiq Bey at 6'3" specifically are just priced very friendly. And in this same game, Kyle Kuzma is priced pretty friendly as well on the Washington side at a nice discount compared to DraftKings. So once again, really great play over here on FanDuel. Christian Wood at 7.2 looks really good to me on FanDuel. I talked about him on DraftKings, but 7.2 is just a really friendly price tag on a site where he does have power forward and center eligibility. So it's nice to be able to play a center at the power forward position. And that is always a great thing. But yeah, other than that, I mean, a lot of it's what we talked about. Malik Monk and Carmelo Anthony as secondary options. You have Trae Young in that Atlanta-Boston game. That looks pretty good over here. Seth Curry at 6'2". On the Brooklyn side, I already brought him up. Does look pretty good with there being no Kyrie Irving. So if you want to go to Seth Curry. My lock of the night is Stephen Curry. So I do like him. We just got confirmation that Andre Drummond's out. So that is the latest news. Cam Thomas is going to be available. So that's going to make, I forgot to bring up Twitter on my stream here before I went live. So let me get that up. But that's going to make LaMarcus Aldridge a lot better of a play. So LaMarcus Aldridge now becomes a thing. So he's only 4.6 on FanDuel. That's a really great play over here on DraftKings. LaMarcus Aldridge priced at 4.5. So, you know, he's certainly a really great play, a really good fantasy point per minute guy. And for that reason, you know, he's just going to be a great value play that just opened up. So LaMarcus Aldridge, certainly someone that we want to be looking to on this slate tonight now. But yeah, that is my overall breakdown, guys, on both websites. We talked about DraftKings. We talked about FanDuel. If you have any questions, this is the portion of the program where I'm going to open it up to all of your questions. So please do ask them. Stephen Curry is my lock of the night. So he's my favorite play on the slate at 9.7 over here on FanDuel. Really like that price tag for him. I like the price tag at 10-8 over here on DraftKings as well, where you get that 3-point bonus. OG Anunoby just got ruled out with his finger injury, so that is the latest update there. So Scotty Barnes, like we talked about, is so Scotty Barnes is going to be a great play. Now with there being no OG Anunoby. Joseph says, oh no, I locked in the assist before the Taco Tuesday discount. Yeah, man, I mean, I still like it. Obviously, I gave out the pick at over 9. It would have been nice if you got the discount at 7.5, but just, you never know where the taco's going to go, but now you could double up on it if you want, man. Just lock it in again at the 7.5 prop. And maybe Trae Young gets like 8 assists, or maybe he gets 9 assists and he pushes, but you place that same entry that you have with him already in there with the taco, and then you win that one. So that's not a bad idea, Joseph. Sean says, not touching any Hawks players. Boston, best D in the league over the last 10 days. Yeah, I'm not buying into that. I respect you, digging up and doing the research on Boston Celtics defense, but I don't think it's maintainable. I mean, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown are both defenders. Al Horford's decent. Jason Tatum, Robert Williams. I mean, I don't view the Boston Celtics as being one of the most elite defenses in the league. Looking at my defensive half-court and putbacks tool as far as how they've graded out on the season, Boston right now, well, honestly, they are climbing the ranks. So you do make a valid point. But their transition statistics still aren't the best. So that's a valid point that you're making, but Fred VanVleet just got rolled out as well, guys. So Malachi Flynn's probably going to get the start again. He becomes a good value play at only 3-1. Yeah, I think Boston has been really good defensively. Yeah, I stand corrected, I guess. They were dealing with some injuries for a little bit where their defense wasn't looking too great. So yeah, I kind of pick my matchups when it comes to Boston. So obviously Marcus Smart's really good. That's going to be tough on Trae Young. Jaylen Brown's a really good defender. That's going to be tough. Jason Tatum doesn't really scare me. So Hunter, Al Horford's pretty decent. Yeah, so I just typically look at totals and pace of games, though. When you look at the overall slate, like, I understand Boston's been good defensively, but it's still 226.5 over-under. And the Hawks are still implied to score 110 total team points. So, I mean, that's more than the Wizards, the Pistons, the Nets, the Lakers. So, I know that's not everything, but they also have a pretty solidified rotation of guys that they're getting a lot of minutes, whereas these other teams are a little bit unpredictable. Atlanta, we know Trae Young's getting the minutes. We know that Bogdanovich is getting the minutes. We know Gallinari's getting the minutes. We know Porter's getting the minutes. And we know Hunter's getting the minutes. And all those guys are priced in the mid 4K range. So even though the Celtics D is really good and has been good, Hunter, Hoarder, and Gallinari all priced in the 4K range, all playing like 30 minutes, all good fantasy point producers, pulling up their permanent production on the season. For Atlanta, can see that Bogdan puts up 0.89 DraftKings points per minute. Gallinari puts up 0.85 DraftKings points per minute. Hoarder and Hunter put up 0.76 to 0.73. That's pretty good fantasy point production for guys that cheap. So if you want to make the argument of fading Trae Young because of the Boston Celtics elite defense, that's certainly viable. Vegas is wrong a lot with NBA season. Yeah, you're not kidding, man. You're not kidding. You're talking to the guy that gives everyone advice based on Vegas lines because I have to, because that's statistics and everyone watches my content. And then when a game's a 3.5-point spread and the team's winning by 20 and they have a blowout and my prize picks and my FanDuel picks and all those stuff are busting and everyone's all ticked off, I just sit there and I go like this because it's been tough, man. Vegas has been just, yep, you got that right. And it makes it very difficult on someone giving advice to people. Yeah, 2-point spread on the Raptors game last night. I know. I'm aware of it. Trust me. It's very frustrating for me because it's all you can do, man. You just got to go by the numbers. Vegas is very good at what they do traditionally, but yeah, they have been way off on some of these games. But, who am I to overwrite them and say, like Vegas has millions and millions of dollars and tons of people going into these statistics and setting these lines. You know, who am I to come on this stream and say the Golden State Warriors 3-point spread should be a 15-point spread? It's just not how it works. Like, I know a lot of stuff, and I know that the Vegas lines are the best way to go by. It's the best predictive measure by far that there is. So, you know, it's been unfortunate, but this is what it is. Yeah, Flynn becomes a great play now. Titan might get rest if this blows out. 104 minutes in the last 4 days. Yeah, I don't hate that call. I would definitely go with Brown over Jason Tatum personally. The Atlanta-Boston game ain't going to blow out, Goat says. According to Vegas, it's not going to. It's got a 6.5-point spread. I mean, that's not a blowout territory in my opinion. Typically, if I start getting up like over the 8-point, like the Toronto Raptors 8.5, that's a little bit scary. Except we just had Fred VanVleet and OG ruled out. So my guess is that Vegas line is going to change. I'm not really worried about any of these games turning into a blowout. It's not like we have like a 10-point spread like with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Charlotte Hornets the other night. So I wouldn't be worried about any of these games blowing out. Will one of them blow out? Probably, because that's the way the NBA has been going this season. But I wouldn't put too much stock into it. Tad says, Wood, Looney, Grant, Barnes, Kuzma, Brown, Flynn, Westbrook, Curry on FanDuel. I refuse to play Russell Westbrook. I know Russell Westbrook's cheap. I know he's going to grade out as a great play in projection models. I said it earlier on my video. I'm just not going to play Russell Westbrook the rest of the season. Probably. Unless he really starts cranking up his fantasy point production and he starts showing that he's capable. Every single day he's going to grade out as a great projection. I can tell you right now, in my projection model, Russell Westbrook was my best play on the day on FanDuel. And he's going to be the best play in a lot of other projection models. Right now, I've got him projected to be, for upside at his price tag, the 4th best play for me. And I'm probably not going to play him at all because he's been terrible. I just can't do it anymore. Like, the guy can't even put up 40 FanDuel points. And he puts up 1.12 FanDuel points per on the season. Russell Westbrook was a guy, you know, when I started playing daily fantasy sports in 2016. You know, Russell Westbrook was like the guy. You wanted to play him every night. There was a point in time where he was recording those triple doubles every night. And he was priced up to like $12K or something. They had to, like, you know, put him in Nikola Jokic territory nowadays. But I'm just not doing it, man. I'm not playing Russell Westbrook. So I understand the play if you want to. I would be lying to you if I said that I'm going to play him. And I refuse to put him on my core plays. Even though he grades out as a good play in my projection model, I'm not putting him in my core plays, and I'm not playing him. At 6,600, he only needs 36. Yeah, you know, he does only need 36, and you know what he's done the last 3 times out? 31, 26, and 20. And once again, this is coming from me, a guy that constantly tells everyone, don't watch game logs, don't buy into recency bias, don't give in. But this is the one exception I'm willing to make, man. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done with Russell Westbrook. I've been done with him for quite some time. So if you're looking to be part of the Russell Westbrook fan club and, you know, hope that he's able to get back together, you came to the wrong place because I'm just not doing it, man. I'm just telling you my honest. His production, his shooting quality has been terrible. And the thing is, it's the turnovers. Well, he had 7 turnovers in the last game, 6 turnovers the game before, 0 turnovers in the LA Clippers game, and he still only managed to put up 26 FanDuel points. And he's good for typically a large amount of turnovers every single time. So it's a no for me, especially on a site like FanDuel where you get the negative 1 point for every turnover. So yeah, going to be a no for me on Russell Westbrook, man. So all right, guys, if you have any more questions, please do ask them. This is the question segment of the program, so I'm just hanging out with you guys answering all the questions that you have, so put them in the chat. I promise I will get to them. And if you haven't hit the like button already, we'd greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload and you don't miss when I go live. Really do appreciate all the support. And if you have any questions, just please let me know whether you're playing on DraftKings or FanDuel and which format you're playing on. Are you playing in a tournament? Are you playing a cash game? It's really going to help me to help you out. And if you didn't know, my lock of the night is Stephen Curry. So I absolutely love Stephen Curry on both websites tonight. He will be my top guy. I believe in him tonight, KJK. Yeah, man, go for it. Go for it. I refuse. He does look like a great play in the projection model. This time I'm playing him, he's getting 40 plus. I hope so. I think that the 10 plus turnovers he could have might cost you. That 40 plus is the problem. Marcus Smart over assists 5.5. Yes, I do like that. No turnovers puts him over 35. I will gladly pretty much put any amount of money on Russell Westbrook having at least one turnover tonight. I think that he probably has 5 plus. But I would love to be wrong for your sake, man. I'm cheering for you. I'm just being honest with you. I am not playing Russell Westbrook. I refuse to. Just not happening. Not happening. Steph Curry over 7.5. Curry over 26.5. Yes, Jake. All of the ones that you are saying, I put in my video earlier for my picks that I liked. So, yes, I do approve of all those. Bay or Grant on DraftKings. Let's see. Bay or Grant on DraftKings. That's really, really close. 6'3" and 6'6". I would have to go with Jeremiah Grant just at the 300 discount. They have very similar outputs, so that 300 discount is going to make me have it so that Jeremiah Grant has more upside at his price tag. And for that reason, I would go with him. John Collins is out. John Collins is out, so that's not a surprise. We expected that to happen, but that did just get confirmed. He is out. Fox, SGA, and Sabonis did great for me last night on FanDuel. Tonight I love Looney, Smart, and Zubac. Keith says, yep, don't hate it. Patrick says, let's get the likes up. Yes, sir, I appreciate that. He will have 3 turnovers. I'm cool with that. He's in go mode tonight. Yeah. I mean, once again, I'm cheering for you. I, once again, am someone that constantly tells people to not let recency bias get the best of you and to play. I can tell you one thing. I'm definitely not playing him at 8-3 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, he's just really cheap, so they're trying to convince you to play him. He's 6'6". That's a really great price tag. Obviously, he looks good in projection models, but on FanDuel, I'm just telling you, he's been really bad. He's a constant turnover machine. You get the full point deducted on FanDuel. You have to know your scoring. He really hasn't been getting many blocks and steals on the season, which is something that he used to get a lot of when he was a fantasy point per minute beast. And he's going to have a lot of ownership. So I'm talking to you from a tournament player aspect. I mean, Russell Westbrook's been having like 50+% ownership in these spots. And if he goes out there and gets you 26, 20 FanDuel points and you have him at 50% owned, that's a problem. Even if he gets you 36 FanDuel points tonight, like, that's cute. I'd rather go to other guys. Like, why am I going to play a Russell Westbrook at 6'6" that's 50% owned when I can play an Anthony Edwards if he plays at 6'6" for the Minnesota Timberwolves? I can play a Gary Trent at 6'5" now, who the Raptors now have no Van Vliet and no OG Anunoby tonight. I would much rather do that. I can play a Marcus Smart at 6'2". I can play a Seth Curry at 6'2" with no Kyrie Irving, no Kevin Durant. I can play a Dennis Schroeder at 5'5" if there is no Kevin Porter Jr. I'll do that over Russell Westbrook real quick. So I just think there's so many better options. Reggie Jackson, 7K. Cade Cunningham, 7K. Kevin Porter, 6'1" if he does play. Like, Jordan Poole's 5K tonight with no Klay Thompson. Andrew Wiggins, I know it's a different position, but Andrew Wiggins is a phenomenal play tonight with there being no Klay Thompson. He's only 5'5" on FanDuel. He's going to be really popular, but I'm willing... I'll take Andrew Wiggins to score more FanDuel points tonight than Russell Westbrook. I'm becoming a Russell Westbrook hater, it sounds like, and that stinks. I'm telling you, man, the guy won me a lot of money in the past. I started playing daily fantasy sports in 2016. he was putting up triple-double. His price tag was up to like Nikola Jokic territory nowadays. It's just this season. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. And I don't have any issues with Russ. I like Russell Westbrook. You know, I'm not someone that doesn't like Russell Westbrook. There's no bias in there. I'm just looking at the statistics. And I'm looking at his recent form. And I'm just saying no, man. I'm just saying no. Wood, Capella, or Horford? On FanDuel, I'd definitely go with Wood there. Cunningham or Christian Wood? I would go with Christian Wood. Anthony Edwards or Christian Wood? Well, Anthony Edwards has to be ruled in first. If he is, I like Anthony Edwards. John says, would you run it back with Flynn on FanDuel? I don't know what Flynn's price tag is on FanDuel, but he is really cheap, I'm assuming. Yeah, he's $3,600. Yeah, he has point guard and shooting guard eligibility. Certainly makes a lot of sense. As far as his permanent production on the season, let's just pull him up on the Toronto Raptors here. Actually, that's the DraftKings tab. Let's pull up the FanDuel. Toronto. Let's see. Malachi Flynn's putting up 0.78 FanDuel points per minute. He's 3.6. That's pretty solid. He's gonna play a lot of minutes tonight. I gotta update my latest. I gotta do my latest projection run, but I can pretty much guarantee you on the back end here, he's gonna be looking like a really great play. So yeah, certainly worth going to. Let's see, FanDuel. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to tell you right now. I gotta crunch all this stuff up and do my numbers, but I can tell you that he's definitely a good play at 3.6. That's just a really cheap price tag, so it makes it really easy for me to go ahead and endorse playing him when he's only 3.6. Smart or Trent? I need to know what website you're playing on, and I need to know what format you're playing on to really, truly be able to answer that question with 100% accuracy. So if you can let me know that, Asani. Luka is lock and cash. Yeah. I like that. Cash games. Luka makes a lot of sense. He's taken on LA Lakers squad that's been really bad defensively all season long. There's no more Kristaps Porzingis in town. He's got a lot of usage. Yeah, I like Luka a lot. I like Stephen Curry a lot, though, because Stephen Curry's my lock of the night, and you can play Stephen Curry at a discount tonight with no Klay Thompson. And I think that it's a possibility that Stephen Curry outscores Luka Doncic tonight. I think it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think it's possible for sure. Asani says, FanDuel, Smart or Trent? On FanDuel, they're priced close enough to where I'm going to have to go with Trent now, would be my assumption. Let's see. Yeah, Trent's 6'5" and Smart's 6'2". Trent, there is no OG Anunoby and no Fred VanVleet, so Gary Trent's going to receive a big usage bump. And for that reason, I would be wanting to go with Gary Trent for sure. So he'd be my top play there on the FanDuel side of things. I got Luka and Stephen Cash. Yeah, I like that for sure. For those of you that are just tuning in, we got 29 people in here, only 8 likes. Would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, guys. And we are at the question portion of the live stream. So I already did a game-by-game breakdown on both DraftKings and FanDuel. We are answering all of your questions. So if you have any questions about either DraftKings or FanDuel, or even the sponsor of the program, Prize Picks, I'll answer some Prize Picks questions. You can sign up over there and get your free $100, up to $100 deposit match using the promo code KJK DFS. So thank you to Prize Picks for being the sponsor here. And yeah. If you have any questions, please do ask them, because I would love to break it down. And if we don't, I can bounce out of here. But I'm going to be hanging around and answering them for as long as they're coming through here for another 10 minutes or so. If there's no questions and I see people are leaving the stream and no one wants to ask anything, we can wrap things up. But I would love to answer any questions you have. It doesn't look like, I don't think we've gotten any more injury news here. Nope. DK for GPP. Jiga says lock of the night. Go to my YouTube channel and watch my YouTube short, or watch my video from this morning. I put my lock of the night. It's Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, the chef. The chef, Stephen. Stephen Curry is my lock of the night. DK for GPP, Hoarder or Hunter. I would go Hoarder there. He's a better three-point shooter. You get the three-point bonus. Over under Eric Gordon, 12.5 points. I would go with the under. Tap My Life says Kuz a good play. Yes, Kuz is a good play. I know you play on FanDuel. Kuzma's at a nice discount over here on FanDuel at 8.7. Gets to take on a nice matchup in a Detroit Pistons defense that's been pretty soft defensively all season long. There's no more Bradley Beal. There's no more Spencer Dinwiddie. He's been a usage monster. I do like him. Would you play Achiawa on FanDuel? Yeah, I think he becomes a much more intriguing play now with there being no OG Anunoby. His price tag has come up to 5.6 though. Yeah, I mean, he's been having some big games, but this might be the time I jump off, man. I don't know. His price tag was really low the couple games before. He looked pretty good in my projection model. Now he's getting that big price hike up. Like, I would rather play Ken Birch on FanDuel. He's minimum salary. I just think he has way more upside for his price tag. He's minimum salary. He's putting up 0.82 FanDuel points per minute. But, I don't know. He's seen his minutes cut way down. I might have Ken Birch over projected right now. I might have to be dialing in some projection changes, so. Over under 2.5 threes on Luka and Trey. I don't know. I don't have a strong take on those. I'll just take the over on both of them. They're both the top usage guys on their teams. If I had to pick the over or under, I'd pick the over, but I'm not like high on picking that. Patrick says, thoughts on this? Steph, Cade, Barnes, Kuzma, Aldridge, Flint, Hoarder. Yeah, that sounds good, Patrick. That sounds solid. John Morant for MVP. Yeah, man. John Morant absolutely posterized Jakob Poeltl the other night. I hope you guys saw that dunk. That was filthy. If you didn't see that dunk, go on Twitter right now or go on YouTube or something and just search John Morant Jakob Poeltl dunk or poster. Because that was nasty, man. Guy took off from like the third block out of nowhere and just yammed it over Jakob Poeltl. It was a 7-footer. All this yawning has me sleepy. Yeah, you're telling me, man. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I have been in grind mode, man. NBA has been tough. I don't know if you guys realize, like, I've been putting out 2 prize picks videos a day. I did the DraftKings and FanDuel video today. I have a full-time job as well I'm working on throughout the entire day, where I'm marketing for like 4 or 5 different companies. So it's a lot of work doing these videos, doing these live streams and everything, but I do them for you guys. So that's what I'm saying. If you hit the like button, it really goes a long way, guys. Anyone that hits the subscribe button, anyone that supports my content in any way. It is the first of the month, by the way, so you can access my premium content. That's another thing I do every single day. I have to update all my sheets, do all the statistics. But it's really good stuff, guys. If you want to head on over here, I made a lot of really great improvements during the All-Star break. It's patreon.com/KJK_DFS. You can get access to all of my contents and my premium packages. I'll actually go ahead and just pull up a preview on over here. I'll just show you guys for free on the screen a package, one of the sheets that I have like 16 of these. So let's just do, for example, the offensive shooting accuracy sheet. So this is a sheet that's going to tell you which teams are shooting from where and how accurate they've been. So this is only one of them. I have a defensive shooting accuracy sheet, an offensive shooting accuracy sheet, defensive shooting frequency, offensive shooting frequency, defense transition, offense transition, defense half-court putbacks, offense half-court putbacks, team stats, score factors, team stats summary, advanced player metrics, my DraftKings core plays, my FanDuel core plays, and my DraftKings and FanDuel projection hub. When I go on the live stream, I hide the projections because you have to pay for those to get access behind the paywall. But on this screen, you would have the whole database of all of my projections. And an example is this one right here, the offensive shooting accuracy sheet. So you can see the Utah Jazz are the #1 team in the league for efficient field goal percentage rank. And if you scroll over each one of these blue bars now, I've put a nice paragraph that explains what each one of them mean. This is something that took a lot of time to do over the All-Star break, but I know there were a lot of people that really wanted this to be added to the package to improve it. So you can see over the efficient field goal percentage rank, it says adjusting for the extra point from threes, what was the team's effective shooting percentage from the field rank? There you go. That tells you what that statistic is about. Short mid-range rank. Shots outside of 4 feet of the basket, but within about 14 feet of the basket rank. So each one of these things is going to be available on the premium content package. This is only one of the sheets. I have like 20 of these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 total sheets. All right, great. So I got to remember that number. I have 15 total sheets. Over here in my premium content package, I have the DraftKings core plays every single day. You're going to get my top 3 center, forward, and guard plays. FanDuel core plays, guard, forward, and center. And you also will get access to my projections, which I do have on this screen. Once again, the projections are hidden because you have to pay for the paywall to get access to that. But some really, really good stuff, guys. So if you're interested in the premium content package, you can get it. It's patreon.com/KJK_DFS. I will stop rambling about it now. I will put the link in the chat for those of you that are interested. And it's also linked down below in the description. And yeah, you can follow me on all my social media stuff. Follow his Instagram, Joseph said. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to put my lock of the night in like the biggest one is Twitter. If you follow me over on Twitter at KJK_DFS, I would greatly appreciate that. I do a lot of content on Twitter, but I also do it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. As you can see on my overlay, if I feel like people don't pay attention to the overlay for some reason, it's on every video. It says projections, core plays across the top, tools, links in the description, the sponsor by PrizePicks, and all of my social media. And if you read the bottom scrolling line, there's also a ton of different offers and sponsors down there. So you can use my promo codes to go on multiple sites and get some free money, all that fun stuff. Okay, questions. Hit that like button. Yes, I appreciate it. Appreciate time and hard work. Thank you. Russ over under 16.5 points. I would take the under if I had to. That is not a line where I feel confident in taking either. What category Russell Westbrook is going to contribute in on any given night has been very unpredictable. Sometimes he gets a lot of assists. Sometimes he just gets points but nothing else. I don't know. Any Nito love? Nah, not really. Show our guys some love by hitting the like button. Yes, sir. Jake, that's risky. You think we getting MLB for what? I don't know, John. I hope we're getting MLB, man. I'm honestly, like, I'm very sad. I'm very sad. I'm a huge MLB fan. MLB is my top sport from a DFS aspect. Last year, I won well into 6 figures in MLB DFS. I took down a $30,000 tournament. I took down multiple tens of thousands of dollars tournaments. I had a week where I won a lot of money in MLB, but I just really love MLB too. I'm a big Yankees fan. Taking away the DFS aside, but from a content aspect, if you're an MLB player or if you haven't tried MLB, when the season starts, this is the place you want to be, man, because I know a lot about MLB, so I can definitely help you out with that. I hope they have a season. I really hope they do, but Jake says, Sadiq Bey over or under 16.5 points. I would take the over if I had to do that. Last question, Howard or Achiawa? I'd probably go with Dwight. Delshawn says, Cade Cunningham over 4.5 assists. Yes, I do like the over 4.5 assists for Cade Cunningham. So, yeah, I'm going to try to stop yawning. I don't have any water in my water bottle. That typically helps. But, if you guys have any questions, please ask them now. This is last call, last 5 minutes. Any questions you guys have, I will gladly answer. if we're running out of questions, that's great. I have a free sneak peek preview of one of my sheets that I offer on Patreon up on the screen right now. So if you wanted to, you could just go ahead and screenshot this and use it every day, which I'm aware of, but I'm just doing it because I'm a man of the people. But this is only one of the 15 sheets. This is the offensive shooting accuracy sheet. So this is explaining which teams shoot the best from which areas. Now, in order to capitalize on this, you would probably want to use my defensive shooting accuracy sheet to match up which teams are allowing the most points from which area. I also think this could be very relevant for sports betting. I've been thinking about possibly releasing a sports betting package as well. I just have so much going on, man. I got the Prize Picks, the DraftKings, the FanDuel. It's becoming a lot, so any feedback you guys have on the content, I always do listen to. I hope you're enjoying it. I try not to take any shortcuts, and I try to provide you with as much valuable content as possible on both the YouTube channel and my premium content on Patreon and all my other sponsors. Prize Picks, Super Draft, Parlay Play. If you haven't signed up for those and you're interested, check those out. Those are all linked down below in the description where you can get some free money when you sign up with my promo codes and links. So my play is Kuzma over 21.5 points, Bay over 16.5 points, Cade over 4.5 assists, and Capella under 11.5 rebounds. Is this good? What would you change? I like that. I like all those plays. That looks good to me, Jake. If you want access to my final core plays, Jake, you can sign up on my Patreon. I do give 5 to 10 core plays a day. And then you would have a guaranteed 5 to 10 that are my favorite on each slate. If not, I provide free content on the channel every day, so no worries. Larry says, do you like Barnes tonight? Absolutely, I like Barnes. 100%. His price tag has not gone up enough. He's really cheap on both websites. There's no Fred VanVleet, and there's no OG Anunoby. So Scotty Barnes is what you like to call a smash play. But my lock of the night, my guy that I'm really high on, is Mr. Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry's 9-7 on FanDuel. On DraftKings, he's 10-8. There's no Klay Thompson. He's in a fast, up-tempo game environment against Minnesota. Just love me some Stephen Curry tonight. I like the over Stephen Curry points on Prize Picks. I don't know. I hope it I think there's a chance we see Stephen Curry go out there and drop like 50+ real life points tonight. I just feel it. I feel it in my veins, man. I feel it in my gut. No Klay Thompson, fast up-tempo game environment. It's actually expected to stay close. Golden State's been involved in a lot of blowouts. They're projected to score 117.25 points. If you don't think Stephen Curry's going to be a big part of that, you're crazy. So Stephen Curry is my lock of the night. I love him. There's so many things adding up to go in his favor. I, for one, do not think Patrick Beverley is that great of a defender. I think people in the league, a lot of people say Patrick Beverley is like an elite on-ball defender. I don't think Patrick Beverley has anything on Stephen Curry, so I'm not worried about that. Jake says, bet I'm going to soon. Absolutely. We'd love to have you, man. Fresh says, how soon do you get access after signing up? When you sign up, I get an email, and then you can message me on Patreon. A lot of people, when they first sign up, they don't have access right away, and then they start spamming my email in the Patreon, which is fine. I understand you paid for something, so you're really excited to want to get access to it, but just keep in mind, during the day, I do have a full-time job, and I'm doing all this other stuff, so I'm not going to get to it right away necessarily, but I always do get to it, early afternoon, as soon as I can, and then I'll give you access to my sheets, and then you'll have access, so you'll have access as soon as I possibly can. Fresh has just signed up. Okay, great. So Fresh, I just got a notification that someone signed up. I see you. Okay, great. So this is a perfect, I'm going to do a live reaction here because a lot of people don't know how this works. So you just signed up for my Patreon, right? So I just got an email And when you sign up, you're going to get a welcome message from me. I also send out a manual welcome message. I welcome you to the team. I let you know if you need any help with anything. I'm here to help you out. And you'll see when you visit my Patreon page that every day I post daily sheets. So you can see recently posted by KJK DFS. So I posted the DraftKings FanDuel package, and I posted the Prize Picks package. When you go to click on that, you're not going to have access right away to the Google Sheets. You're going to click on it. You request access to the sheets, and then once you request access to the sheets for the package that you signed up with, you'll have access to Patreons on the first of the month every month. So right now, fresh, all you got to do is click on the package, the sheets that I posted today, for whatever one you want, and I'll give you access. If you don't request access, I give you access to with the email that's connected to your Patreon account. Like right now, I can see that your Patreon account's linked to an iCloud.com email. Typically, most people want to request it with a Gmail email because that's directly correlated with Google Drive. So I'll give you access with that email, and then you're good. You're good moving forward. So hopefully everyone heard that, but it's really just as simple as requesting access to the sheet. So right now, all you have to do is request access to the sheet. I'm not logged into my Patreon because I have to be logged out to show this on the screen during the stream, but I'll log in on my side monitor. And as soon as you request, man, you'll be good to go. And glad you joined the team, Fresh. So I'm looking forward to you joining the team, and you get access to the Discord chat. All the stuff on the screen you get access to when you become a premium content member. If you have any feedback for me on the sign-up process, like if you think that's too complicated or there's some way I can improve it, let me know. But I have to have some sort of a security. Like I can't just give my sheets to everyone. You have to pay for it. And I don't want people altering the data. So I only give you a view-only access. You can use temporary filters on the sheets to be able to sort. I did a whole video on that. I have a Gmail also. Yeah, so Fresh. What happens is a lot of times people will sign up, right? And they don't even know what email like they're requesting from. They sometimes people will request with multiple emails because they have like one signed into their Google Suite on their computer and one on their phone, like they don't even realize. So then I'll contact them on the Patreon. I'll message you and I'll say, this happened today actually. I'll say, hey, you requested access to my sheet with 2 emails. You only get access with 1 email, which is your preference. And then I put a note that that's your email, and then you're good to go. So all you have to do right now, man, is request access to the sheets, and you'll be good to go right there. Okay, so I just got the email that you requested access, and I see it's a Gmail email. I'm not going to say your email live on the stream, obviously, for privacy reasons. But so now I'm going to give you access, and you're going to be good to go going forward. Well, you requested access for the one on the 28th, though. All right, so that's not the one you want. You want the one on the first, which is today, and I'm going to give you access to that right now without you even having to request it. So I'll give you access right now with your Gmail email, and you'll be good to go, man. And you should get notified when I share it with you as well. So you got access to the random 28th one. That's obviously not the one for today, so you're going to want to access the one for today. And it does look like you got the DraftKings FanDuel package. So you'll have access to the DraftKings FanDuel. If you ever wanted to get access to the combo package, you can get access to the Prize Picks and the DraftKings FanDuel. You can upgrade to that. But I'm glad to have you here, man, and you should have access now. You should be all set. So thanks for joining. And if anyone on the live stream that's tried to join, or if that's complicated, like let me know. Marcus Smart over 5.5 assists. Yes, I like the Marcus Smart over 5.5 assists. I took the over Marcus Smart 5.5 assists on my Prize Picks early look video today. If you didn't watch that, I like it. Let's see. Yep. So Fresh, you're all good to go, man. You got the DraftKings FanDuel. I can see that you got that package on my end, so now you have access to the sheets. And I will be updating my projections and my core plays, and you can also access the Discord chat now that you are a premium content member. For anyone else that wants to join, I'm going to put the link in the chat before I sign off, guys. If you enjoyed the live stream, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate all of you that support my content. Like I said, I've been working extremely hard to try to get more content out to you guys with everything else I have going on. So I am extremely grateful for all of you that take the 1 second to hit that like button. It really does help. Like you don't understand until you're a content creator yourself, but it's a big deal. It really helps to grow my content. So thank you. Wishing you guys all the best of luck tonight. And we'll see you guys in the next one. For my premium content members, I'm going to be hopping over, updating the projections and the core plays. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.